Mr. Madam Speaker, the failure of the opposition team today is that they are completely in denial and dismissive of the problem that we have been brought to you about merging this. They only talk to us about how that this is not the failure of the bank, it's not the failure of the merging, but the problem is the context that they give to us is not mutually exclusive to the merging itself, right? For example, they say that, well, the Great Depression and recession is not only about banks, it's because people cannot pay back their loan. The problem is, it's not mutually exclusive because the problem is, when we only talk to you that merging is also giving a harm, there still exists as also one of the reasons of the many reasons that depression happens. And we concede to you that depression is not only because of the bank merging and then failure, but also because of war, weapons, and stuff. But the problem is merging is one of the reasons, and this is why we want to tackle the reasons to make sure that it won't have a snowball effect, whether it can happen and can lead into the recessions, such as in the 30s, in the 1970s, where Bill Clinton almost default, and also right now the 2007 and the 2013, that where the US almost default on the debts, right? Now, the problem is also the opposition team is very, very positive to their argument that this will give benefits, but never prove to us what happened when this merging is failing. They only talk about to us when this merging is successful, this will give benefits and more. And I will talk to you about it in my rebuttals, right? Now, first of all, however, that they said that we need to empower this bank by merging them. The problem is, when they talk to you that the commercial bank can survive with only enough capital, because why? Commercial bank only job is only for the circulation. They are not for profit. They even already concede that the treasury regulated the commercial bank very closely. This is why commercial bank cannot invest themselves into high risk, high reward investment that investment banks can do, because they have obligation to the people. This is why we believe that the commercial bank doesn't need empowerment. And if they say that investment bank need empowerment, we also say do not exactly like so, because investment bank only have money from billionaires, from investors, and they can have this privately owned money to form their own capital. There is no need at all for government empowerment to this case. And in fact, we already told you that the more empowerment, it won't give empowerment, but instead only will cause harm. They also talk to us that you cannot only survive by only bailout. Exactly, Mr. Speaker. Bailout happens because of the merging, because the failure of the merging, and the government suddenly have to inject money to make sure that a whole sector of industry doesn't fall out. Now, the problem is like now, they say that the banks is rational. They never actually tackle to us that investment bank is different than commercial bank. Commercial bank is regulated by the treasury, but the investment bank is not. They are regulated by only one thing, free market, where they want to go and where they want to buy stocks and bonds. This the problem is right now, investment banks, because of their profit-oriented minds, they have this mind, high risk, high reward. It's okay for them to get high risk, as long as it's high reward. And when they fail, they just can close down the banks and then just open another investment bank. This is what happened in 97, right? In Goldman Sachs scandal and all the LBC bank, the Citibank scandal. The problem is right now, when you drag commercial bank with it, with a lot of capital, when the bank closed down, the commercial bank is also dragged down. And so the society dependency between the commercial bank is also dragged down into crash. This is what happened when it fails, Mr. Madam Speaker. And so the right to protect the society dependency to commercial bank is not upheld. And they also talk about that this will lower production costs for the bank, that this will make the investment bank spend less money. Okay, of course it will make them spend less money. But the problem is the government responsibility is not only one entity of the investment bank and the commercial bank, right, but also to the society as a whole. If, for example, investment bank have to pay a lot more money because they have not the largest capital, but this is for the protection of the people, then we say it is the government obligation to uphold the status quo, right? Rather than forcing to make sure that the bank has low maintenance, but in the end will cause harm to the society itself. Now, they also talk about the burden of growth, that there's all the progress in the United States. We already talked to you, the progress itself is happening because of the constant injection of the United States, which is causing a lot of societal distrust. They say that the injection and the progress happening is only because again and again and again, the government are afraid that the entire industrial sector will